People get ready, for the train is coming. Don't need no ticket, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel humming. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Welcome, viewing audience and listening audience, to the People Get Ready podcast with the legendary political guru, Mr. Charles E. Bibbs. Come on, give it up for the star of the show, Mr. Charles E. Bibbs. Take it away, Mr. Bibbs.
All right. Thank you, Reverend Ben Fair, and thank you for that beautiful rendition of People Get Ready. You get better every week.
Thank you, sir.
And we're going to have an awesome week for you today. We got them coming from far and near. We got them as close as Mike Seals, who's running for state representative, all the way to Detroit, Michigan, to James Panicus, who's bringing us the brand new Noni juice next level, all the way back down to Columbus, to state representative Juanita Brent. So get ready for an awesome show today, people. So fasten your seatbelts. And coming before us now is the fabulous recording star, recording gospel and soul, Miss Joanne Harley. Are you in the house?
I'm in the house, Mr. Bill.
All right, bring us the good news about the bio coffee.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, my sisters and brothers. I'm excited about the information I have to share with you. A few things. First, let's talk about what is bio coffee. Bio coffee is a specialty formulated blend of Colombian coffee and wheatgrass, 100% organic. It's the only alkaline coffee on the market. An instant drink, just add water. Mixes instantly and tastes great. Wheatgrass is one of nature's superfoods. It's equivalent to having 3 to 5 servings of green vegetables in 1 cup. Bio coffee is an excellent source of fiber, providing 6 grams in every cup. A great prebiotic and probiotic. Provides chlorophyll, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and enzymes. Wheatgrass is hailed the king of alkaline foods, which help the body from becoming acidic. An acidic environment promotes disease. No GMOs, gluten-free. Drink at least 1 cup of bio coffee a day for 12 days in a row. Yes, you can have more if you like, and put your body on the path to optimal health. Mr. Bibb and I, we just love this coffee. So take the challenge. Call 216-659-4619. That is 216-659-4619 to get your coffee today. And second, this is going to be really good. You know, I'm an expert in the field of health and wealth. I've been doing it for probably over 35 years, and I've learned a lot, and I share it with everybody. But tonight, I'm going to turn this part over to one of the celebrities of Panicus, because I was going to talk about Go Love Life, but I'm going to let him do it because he's the expert in that field as well. I'm going to move over to cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of talk about cryptocurrencies. People don't understand them, don't know about them, and I can understand why. But if you find a great company and not try to trade yourself, but get with the company that does all the work for you, and all you have to do is buy you a package from the company that will show you how they are running this current cryptocurrency. It is fabulous. It's a lot of money on the table. You can learn while you earn. Just start the reading and get with the people that have already done it. Stop listening to these broke people, because that's what you're going to do, end up being broke. You got to listen to the people that's already done it. We've been very, very blessed to have celebrities in this business that have already become millionaires, and in a short period of time. So it is for real. It can happen. You just have to get with the right team. Don't try to do it yourself because you can lose a lot of money. I could tell you some stories. But if you get with the professionals, get with the celebrities, you can live an outstanding life. And so I'm going to turn it back over to you, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr.
Thank you, Miss Joanne Holly, for that wealth of information. And we'll be looking for you at the latter part of the program later on in the evening, coming back to us with some more information. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to set history in the state of Ohio politics, because we're going to have the first interview of this political season. One of the two people doing this interview, one is the candidate himself, Mike Seals, who's running for state representative, and Pastor Reverend Ben Fair is going to interview him. Reverend Ben Fair, would you come on down?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Bibbs. It is my pleasure today to bring to you and introduce to our viewing audience and our listening audience a young man who was a local candidate for the Ohio State Representative seat. And I bring to you none other than Mr. Mike Seals. Welcome, Mr. Seals.
Thank you, Reverend Fair. Thank you, Mr. Bibb, for giving me this platform. As stated, I am a candidate for the Ohio State Representative in the Ohio State District. I'm going to put a question right there because we're not quite sure exactly where the lines will be drawn. So formerly it was Ohio State House District 11, which ran from Garfield to Ward 7. And so now we're waiting on the Ohio Supreme Court to decide exactly where the new lines will be.
Okay.
So it's sort of in the air as to where the new State House districts, but we'll see.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Mr. Seals.
Okay.
And my first question is, who and what inspired you to run for the Ohio State Representative seat?
Well, you know, Reverend, I've held a number of jobs over the years. First of all, you know, I'm a lifelong resident of Cleveland. I grew up in a single-parent home. I've been here all of my life. I've held various jobs over the years. I was worked with the Public Work Department with the Cuyahoga County. I also worked as a job counselor with NCBA, the National Black Caucus on Aging. And I also have a background in organized labor. I work with SEIU, the Service Employees International Union, as an administrative organizer, a community organizer, and a political field coordinator. And I worked on such campaigns as Fight for a Fair Economy, which is where we went after the corporations to pay their fair share of taxes. I also worked on the front lines of Fight for 15, repeal of the Q deal. So, you know, just the injustice that I've seen, you know, over the years is motivated me to run for office, you know.
So you feel like you can make an impact by holding this seat, the House of Representatives seat, that you can make an impact in a community?
I do, Reverend, because everything basically is based around politics. You know, I mean, everything from how fast we go down the street to how much we get on our paychecks. And so, you know, what I've noticed over the years is that, in my opinion, I'll say this in an I-formation, we don't really have a politic problem. It's more so a politician problem. And like I say, I'll say that in an I-formation because far too often have I witnessed, you know, good people go into office with good intentions, but once they get into office, they're not aware of the corporate forces who lurks in those hallways, in the city halls, in the state houses, and in the national form of government, you know, who's always looking to manipulate those who we put in power to serve us.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And if they are not strong, you know, the corporate forces are so powerful that before we know it, they're serving the corporate interests. You know, according to what I've read, corporate America spent over $3 billion on the national government, you know, through lobbyists. And you know, the question is, why do they spend that kind of money? You know, our politicians get paid, you know, from our tax dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is they do it so they could have legislation passed that favors their greed, you know, and usually that's to the detriment of the people. And I want to see a change with that. I want to see people candidates go in more so than corporate candidates.
Mr. Seals, I have one more question for you, and that question is that the House of Representatives have like 23 standing seats, 23 standing committees, I'm sorry. And if you become the House of Representatives seat, you get that seat, which committee would you like to serve on?
Well, that's a great question, Reverend. You know, statistically, once you are elected to the General Assembly, you are basically appointed a seat. I mean, you don't really have a choice. It's what they give you. But prayerfully, I'll serve on a committee that deals with, first of all, the hypocrisy that's going on in Columbus, and second, you know, a committee that deals with uplifting the constituents in my district.
All right. So we want to say to you, my best wishes and good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
And may God bless you.
Reverend Ben
Thank
Fair,
you so much.
Yes, sir.
before he leaves, I need some information. Reverend, I'm not, Mike Seals, I know you're running for state rep, but I don't know who ran for that seat before you. Who was in that seat, elected to that seat before you?
Well, as I stated, Mr. Bibb, the seat was in House District 11, which was held by my present council person, Stephanie House, who stepped down. And
thank you.
And it wasn't.
Thank you.
So
Stephanie House.
Stephanie House,
Okay, that's
who vacated the seat to run for council.
All right, thank you.
And now it's occupied by Shayla Davis, who is occupying the seat for the unexpired term, I think, which ends December 31st, 2022.
Thank you, Mike Seals. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. And
Thank you.
we are moving right along on our program. And we have coming up next is a person who's involved with this show from top to bottom. And she's a former elected official from Euclid, Ohio, councilwoman. And she's a paparazzi jewelry expert. And now she has a new enterprise just this year in 2022. Snap Delivery.
Snap Delivery.
Miss Candice Jones, are you in the house?
Ms. Jones.
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone.
All right, thank you.
I'd like to share a quick video about a new delivery service that has just started, just launched in June of last year. It's called Snap Delivery, Snap Delivered. And if you haven't heard anything about Snap Delivered, you will be hearing quite a bit about it because Cleveland has opened up for Snap Delivered and the delivery services. So there are quite a few restaurants in the Cleveland area that are on board with Snap Delivered. And we're going to show you this quick video and you'll get some idea of why Snap Delivered is so great as opposed to other food delivery services. And Mr. Goldie, we can start the video. And I'll just give you some highlights of what you're going to hear in the video. Why this is such an advantage for restaurants, especially, is because going through the pandemic, when people couldn't go out to restaurants to, enjoy their meals inside the restaurants, restaurants were offering delivery
All right, let's
for food to be delivered. So some delivery services, were able to help them out.
We're ready.
But some delivery services charge the fees that are 20, 30, or 40%. The restaurants have to pay. Snap Delivered only charges $2 per delivery. $2 per delivery. Doesn't matter what the cost of the order is. $2 per delivery. And we're going to hear some more of the information in the video.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Thanks everybody for joining. If you are a guest here tonight and this is the first time you're hearing about our incredible company, I want to welcome you. If you're joining us on YouTube or you're joining us on Facebook Live, I'm going to welcome you as well. Tonight we're going to talk about a company that maybe you haven't heard of before, but you will tonight, and that company is called Snap Delivery. And we are actually entering into this incredible industry that we all know. The company launched in June of 2021. We're based in Palm Beach County, Florida. We are participating in the $107 billion restaurant delivery business, and we're capitalizing on a projected 100% growth in this industry. Just imagine this industry grew almost $36 billion last year. And you guys remember what we've all went through last year during the pandemic. But this industry literally grew faster than almost any other industry.
No, we can't hear the speaker.
Around the globe. So we're excited to be disrupting and being a major player in that space. And so a little bit more about the industry, just so you all know.
We can't hear the speaker.
Projected that by the year 2025, that this industry will be right around $200 billion. Think about this: 60% of U.S. consumers prefer delivery.
It's scrambling, like,
so 60% of the people in the country ordering food every single day, and they do it at least once a week. Many of us started using food delivery because it was convenient, also because it was safe. 74% of millennials report that they prefer delivery. 87% of Americans use third-party delivery services, and they agree that it makes life easier. When you're busy, you have kids. Some of you, even when you were home during the pandemic, it just took a day or so where you didn't have to create a bunch of dirty dishes. But here's the thing: is that industry has grown almost 300% since 2014. Imagine that 300% growth, and we're excited to be able to come in and really take over and do some incredible things. Now, you guys know the industry players: DoorDash, Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, Waiter, Delivery.com, East Street Caviar. We know those names, and like anything else, all industries go through rounds, right? Remember, guys, when some of you were searching the internet using Netscape and AOL and Yahoo, and then Remember when some of you were using an iPod? Before we knew about Apple, the Apple iPod, we were using different iPods. Every industry goes through cycles, right? And so we're entering this cycle of kind of what we're calling Delivery 2.0, and we're going to do the same thing here in this industry. Think about this: somebody who owns a restaurant today. They actually, if you own a restaurant, you need 20 orders a day, average $38 an order. That's $284,000 in annual sales. You would spend roughly 35% of that, $99,000. And this is what restaurants are spending today to deliver food. What we're going to do here at Snap Delivery is that we're going to change the face of delivery for restaurants. And it's not complicated. It's just focusing on saving the American business. It's really simple. What we've said is that we're going to cut the cost down for delivery to $2 flat fee. The same restaurant that had the same 20 orders a day, that's 7,300 orders a year, instead of paying $99,000, we're going to save them $84,000. And with Snap Delivery, Think about that. Think about a business. And you guys know your favorite restaurants are not open as much for either the staff shortages or not enough revenue. But what if a restaurant that you went to, that you really loved, could save $84,000 delivering the same food to the same address, and most of the time with the same driver? We have no commission fees. We have a flat fee for delivery. Results, restaurants get paid quickly, drivers instantly, and there's no hidden fees. What we just realized is that there is a way to do it better. And that's what we're doing in Stab Delivery as we launch all over the U.S. and in Canada. Our leadership team is really incredible. When I looked at this incredible company, what I realized with my 20 years of IT experience and years as an investor and entrepreneur was that everything is about a value proposition. And having the right leadership that understand that. They built $1 million companies spanning multiple industries. They recruited and trained hundreds of thousands of people. Here's the really exciting part for me is that our COO actually came from the food delivery industry. He knows the technology, he knows the restaurants. And then we have founders that actually have been in the restaurant business for many years. So they understand the pain that restaurant owners have, and we're solving their problem. So super excited about that. And so now, how do you get started? It's really simple. You either become a free customer or you become a manager. And the only difference is this. A free customer and a manager all can earn 20% on all their personal referrals. Think about that. You refer Snap Delivery to a friend who just orders food like they did before. And Snap Delivery is going to actually pay you for your referral. We're going to say thank you for helping us grow. And that's instead of spending billions of dollars on commercials and advertisements, we realize that why don't we take that money and incentivize the everyday American that is actually ordering food? Why don't we incentivize them to help us build this incredible ecosystem? But if you're a manager, all we're saying is that we're not only going to actually pay you for your referrals. You can earn 20% on referrals, but you can earn 10% and 5% on multiple levels deep. And here's how it looks, guys. There's 4 ways to earn: referring customers, drivers, restaurants, or managers. And let me give you a scenario. And this is a scenario if you were to refer 10 restaurants, 10 of your favorite restaurants, and they did 20 deliveries a day, which is a national average. That would be roughly $2,400 a month. Now you may say 40 cents, that's not a lot of money. You may say, oh man, $1 is not a lot of money. But here's the thing. Is that if people are ordering every single day, and 60% of us are ordering at least once a week, that can add up really quick. And so think about $2,400 a month coming into your home during the holidays because people are just ordering food. People are just doing what they do every single day in and day out. And so that's for a customer. Think about that. A customer, all you did was download a free app, and now you're earning $2,400 a month. But some of you who may choose to be a manager with us, here's how it works. Is that you personally come in and you refer 10 restaurants and 10 drivers. That would be $3,600 a month. And then you share that with 3 other friends of yours that want to become managers. And you teach them the exact same thing. 10 restaurants, 10 drivers. And you just share with people that are already driving with the other competitors and restaurants that would love to pay just $2. Remember when I showed you guys $84,000 in savings? That's what's exciting about this. And then we just do it again. And now again, we're just sharing with a few people that want to become managers. That's 10 restaurants, 10 drivers. That's $81,000 a month. And now you're earning $17,000 a month on people doing what they do every single day, and that's order food and enjoy that same food from their favorite restaurants. And so think about that. Think about a company that says, hey, look, instead of charging 30 to 40% for restaurants, we're not going to do that. Instead of having customers pay exorbitant fees, we're gonna offer them the same food, the same ability, and now they can get a check from Snap Delivery. And that's why we're disrupting this industry. We're so excited because we know that whenever you step into a space and you want to disrupt it, you have to bring value, and I call it a value proposition. And I think our value proposition is super strong. How do we support all of those who actually become a part of Snap Delivery? Well, we have a support system set up for that. Now, if you're a restaurant that joins us and so excited about all the restaurants that have began to sign up in the Snap Delivery ecosystem, every Monday we have a call for managers and owners of restaurants. We actually have them get on, we talk to them. If they're already signed up, if they're thinking about signing up, they get to talk to our incredible support team about any questions they have. Then on Tuesday nights, for those of you who become managers, who pay $2.99 and say, hey, look, I think I can build my own food delivery affiliate program. I want to do it with Snap Delivery. we give you all the tools you need. And then every Thursday night, we have an overview, just like this one. And just so you know, guys, we'll have a corporate overview on Monday and Thursday night starting next week. So excited about that. And I will be running the one on Monday night. And then Thursday, we'll have another one of my partners do that. Then we have marketing materials and tools for the restaurants and for the drivers. So everybody knows what to expect from Snap Delivery. Our whole idea is that we're not doing something that's new. We're just doing it better. We're excited to be launching here in the U.S. and in Canada and all over the world. But it's very simple. Is that we want to help people do the same thing they've already done, but just do it for less money. So what I tell people is this: is that if you joined us tonight and you are thinking about getting involved in Snap Delivery in any way, as a driver, as a customer, as a restaurant, or as a manager, here's what I'll say to you: is that there are special moments in time. And I remember when this was shared with me for the very first time. And what I thought about was, man, how many restaurants could stay open if they could pay $2 instead of 30%? How many drivers driving Uber Eats and DoorDash and our competitors would be excited about earning the same money they're earning, but also if they referred a driver or a restaurant, they could earn when they didn't drive. And we got excited about that. What about a customer who just referred a couple of restaurants or a couple of friends, and Snap Delivery sends them a check for $200 to $500 a month for people they just referred? That is why we're different. And that is why I know that as we launch all over the United States, Canada, and Europe, and other places around the world, the reason why we're going to disrupt this industry is because we're going to do one thing, and we're going to do it really well. We're going to help the American business, and we're going to help the American family with an industry that's going to be over $200 billion. And there's more than enough money for a lot of us to be successful and a lot of us to do some incredible things. And so we just want to share that and build an incredible company with incredible integrity and an incredible partnership. Thank you so much for joining tonight. If you are here and someone invited you, get with them. They will actually send you their app and referral code, and you can get signed up, and you can be a free customer with us. If you're somebody that says, hey, I want to be a manager, I want to build my own Snap Delivered ecosystem and start sharing this business, you can get with the person that invited you. You can download our app. Our app is on the actual Apple Store and Google Play Store, and get connected. And we're so excited to have you. And I'm going to go ahead and say welcome to the Snap Delivered family. Thank you so much. Please follow up with the person that invited you, and we will talk to you soon.
Live.
Candice.
We live. Mr. Big.
All right. Great opportunity. I hope you take a liking to it. And this is Charles E. Bibb Sr., and I am a SNAP representative. I rose to the level of manager, and I'm looking for other business partners. And my number is 216-659-4619. Snap Delivered is the wave of the future. Restaurants are closing all over the place, and we're trying to save them. Thank you. And now, the hour we awaited. Straight out of Columbus, Ohio, working all week and all day today. And she comes forward with a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of news. State Representative Juanita Brent, are you in the house?
Hi, Mr. Bibb. This is Juanita Brent, State Representative for House District 12. How are you doing?
Good evening. So glad to hear your voice. Would you share with our listening audience and viewing audience what's been going on in Columbus this week? And we'll have a few questions for you after you do your presentation. Thank you.
Well, this has been a very interesting week here in Columbus. If anybody's been catching on what's going on here in Columbus, we have just passed our Congressional Maps. They are a map that are giving 10 Republican leaning seats, 3 Democratic leaning seats, and what they call 2 competitive toss seats that are somewhat Democratic leaning, but that's really a joke because they're really not. These maps are being sent to the Supreme Court to be determined if they actually fit the bill, to fit this ballot initiative that we passed back in 2018 of being considered as constitutional. And we'll be hearing hopefully back from the Supreme Court soon enough to know if these congressional seats will stick. Like everyone before, Cleveland will be in one whole congressional district by itself, and it will be included with some other suburbs that will be included with it. And the other part of Cuyahoga County will be the rest of another congressional district that is still to be determined. The other part of the congressional district, according to the map that was just delivered, will be a Republican-leaning seat. The congressional district seat that is made of all of Cleveland will be a Democratic-leaning seat, which will be about 70% Democrat, 76% Democrat, and also be a majority minority district. That means it has majority African American residents within that area. Something else that actually happened this week that actually was happening because of me, House Bill 60 passed this week. The reason why you might be interested in this bill, because if you are autistic, or if you know somebody that's autistic, or you love somebody that's autistic, this bill will actually allow you to actually have medical cannabis, be able to have that if you are autistic. Another bill that everyone should really be concerned about is the concealed carry bill, which is Senate Bill 215 that passed out of the House. That is on its way to the governor. Ohio has been an open carry state for a long time, but Senate Bill 215 will actually make it so much easier without any type of education or pamphlets for people to be able to access guns. And so we're telling Ohioans there's nothing wrong with people having guns, but there is a need for education. And this bill actually takes the education out of buying guns here within the state of Ohio. There were multiple amendments that were asked, such as universal background checks. We also asked for red flag bills. We asked for education pamphlets to be added to these bills. And all of those amendments that were being put forth by the minority caucus, the Democratic caucus, was actually tabled. So now we just are really just getting deeper and deeper into the wild, wild west of how people can access guns here within the state of Ohio. Like I said before, it is nothing wrong with Ohioans accessing guns. It is a problem when we do not focus our efforts on making sure that people are being educated and that people are being well equipped into owning a gun, because it's a responsibility within itself to own a gun anywhere. But here within the state of Ohio, we are pulling it back when it comes to the access to guns, where almost anybody, and I mean anyone, will be able to have a gun within the state of Ohio. So those are just some of the highlights that are going on. Nothing has really been defined. We're all just waiting on the Supreme Court to let us know about these different districts that are going on. The write-in time period, if you wanted to be a write-in candidate, has come and gone. And so the maps are constantly changing. And so one day you have an opponent, some days you don't have an opponent. Depends on how the maps are going here within the state of Ohio. So in the next 2 weeks, we'll be going on our regular spring break, where the State House will not be in session. And look for it on March the 23rd, when Governor DeWine has his State of the State address, where he will bring both chambers, the Senate and the House chambers, together to address all of us with his State of the State address, which you can watch live at ohiochannel.org. So thank you so much, Mr. Bibb.
All right, very good. Good up-to-date report. Now we'll have one of our co-hosts, James Jerome Bell. You have questions of the state rep.
Yes, I do. Representative Brent, what has been the backlog, so to speak, to actually getting these maps done in a timely manner, and who's to blame?
You said who is to blame when it comes to the
redistricting maps? Yes.
So when we did the ballot initiative, we as Ohioans who overwhelmingly supported the ballot initiative actually put the governor, a representative from the auditor's office, the Secretary of State, the the majority leader and the minority leaders from both caucuses, we put them all on the Ohio Redistricting Commission. What was supposed to happen in theory, and I'm going to talk about what in theory what was supposed to happen, the initiative of the ballot initiative, is that they were supposed to come up with a nonpartisan map that was supposed to be reflective of how Ohioans vote. So if we were to go with how Ohioans vote, we vote 55% Republican, 45% Democrat. So the map partisanly for the district are supposed to reflect of that. There has been very limited negotiations between the majority caucus, which are the Republicans, and the minority caucus, which are the Democrats, to make sure that it's happening. So we are at a standstill with things. And so when it comes to the Ohio Redistricting Commission, I always like to start off with the preface. Elections have consequences. Majority of the people that are on the Ohio Redistricting Commission are all Republicans. So when these maps have been voted on, the Republicans, they vote together. And they vote for the maps that have been presented, yes, for them every time. So the maps that we keep on seeing that are being rejected by the Ohio Supreme Court have been drafted by the majority caucus here in Ohio, which are the Republicans. So that gives you come up with a deductive conclusion of who you want to blame for what's all going on. But I will say this much: this ballot initiative is not working, because even in the midst of all of this, it's still becoming a very partisan issue, and we are still in a rabbit hole where we are still having an election date, May the 3rd, with no maps. That means in less than 60 days, everyone in Ohio will start early voting, and they're not even sure who they will be voting for. This is putting unnecessary pressure on our local board of elections. This is putting unnecessary pressure on voters who are not getting the chance to actually be courted by these candidates, no matter where they are at. We also run into the thing of having to move the primary date back. And there's also been suggestions by some people to have two primary dates. If we chose to have two primary dates, that would be an additional $20 million. I'm gonna say that again. If Ohio does two primary dates, one for the legislation seats and congressional seats, and one for the statewide and all the county elections, that would be $20 million to do two different primaries. So I'm always telling people, if we're going to move the primary date, we need to have one primary date and not two. $20 million could build a new school. It could take care of a new road. Anything you could think of, is so much that we could do with that additional $20 million. We should not have two different primary dates. We are in a place where elections have had consequences, and we keep on electing people who are not working on the behalf of Ohioans. So we have to do what's best for Ohioans. And you take whoever you want to blame, and you come up with your deductive reasoning.
Well,
Thank you. We're coming back to you, Bill. Reverend Ben Fair,
Yes.
you have a question for the state rep?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
State Rep Juanita Brent, I do have one question for you, and that is, what is the deadline that the Supreme Court gave the Redistricting Commission to come up with the new map?
So the deadline, I don't remember the exact date, but we actually passed the deadline. Mm-hmm. So we ran into a situation where the Ohio Redistricting Commission ran into contempt of court. So everybody that was on the Redistricting Commission, which is 7 people total, ran into contempt of court for that time period. Mm-hmm. The Ohio Supreme Court did not follow through with the Supreme Court. They kind of put a stay on it, where that's not being done right now. And anybody who knows a little bit about law know that when you're in contempt of court, you could actually go to jail for a time period for not following the wishes of the jurors. So we've already passed those dates. We've had multiple dates. Like, these maps were supposed to be done back in September of 2020. So that just tells you how far off we are from the original date. And it just says that we have people who are leading us in the state of Ohio who do not care about Ohioans or their wishes. And that's what we really have to focus on. That if something was supposed to be done in September of 2020, if you have a bill that you have to pay in September in 2020, September of 2021, excuse me, not September of 2020, September of 2021, your lights would not be on right now. And this is what's happening with the Ohio Redistricting Commission. The public said we wanted these maps done by this time, but we are still allowing them to exist. So it's time to get the work done. The bill has already been due, and the lights soon enough are going to get turned off.
Thank you very kindly. Let me just ask one question. The Ohio State Supreme Court, do they have a scheduled meeting date?
So there hasn't been a date that's been scheduled just yet, because as soon as the maps came out this week that we voted on, those defendants were able to resubmit information to be able to say if they were for or against that. So there's a couple of different groups, there's 4 different groups that have already resubmitted that to the Supreme Court. We actually put in a stay, so the request that the Supreme Court gives us a quick turnaround, but there's no guarantee of what's going to happen with it.
Thank you. James Jerome Bell, you have another question for the state rep?
I just wanted to ask you, moving forward, how do we in the future not run into this problem again?
Well, we need somebody with some $1 million pockets to get another ballot initiative. And people always say, like, why do people need money? Because it costs money to do ballot initiatives. It costs money to get signatures. It costs money to put something on a ballot. And right now, the redistricting ballot reform that we did in 2015 and 2018 is not effective. And I'm not sure exactly what would be effective, because there are a lot of states that are in similar situations. We do have independent commissions that other states are utilizing, and maybe that's something we need to look into, but what we're doing is not working. And so any, particular party that was in charge could do the same thing, no matter if they're Democrats or Republicans. So we need to find somebody with some big pockets that are willing to put money in for a ballot initiative, which is going to cost over $1 million.
All right. Thank you, State Rep. You've been very kind with your time, and we really appreciate it on this podcast. And we'll just ask one favor of you. After the Supreme Court meets and make a decision, would you come back on our podcast and share the information with us?
No problem. I would gladly come back, Mr. Bibb.
All right.
Thank you for the invitation.
All right. Thank you very kindly, and we'll see you next time. All right.
Thank you.
Now we were in Columbus, Ohio, Reverend Ben Fair.
Yes, sir.
Now we're going to the Motor City,
All right. All the
where the
way.
Jackson 5 put them on the map, and everybody else followed.
All the way to the Motor City.
But we got something else that's hot.
Mm.
My main man in network marketing.
Yes, sir.
We made a lot of funds together,
All right.
and that's F-U-N-D. All right. And James Panicker's in the house.
Yes, I am. How are you doing, Mr. Bill?
I'm so excited I don't know what to do, James. I've just been calling my new name so fast, I just called it in my sleep. My new business. Tell us all about what's happening with the next level of Noni juice and other things that you want to share with our listening audience. Mr. James Panicker.
You know how they say, remember how they say, guess who's back?
Yeah.
Guess who's back?
Yeah.
Noni's back.
All right.
I'm going to tell you, I say this. Back in 2001, we got into the Noni juice industry, and we brought it out, and it hit like a fire.
Mm-hmm.
It blew past, and it impacted a lot of people's lives. I'm going to tell you that. It started changing lives because of the benefits and everything. But February 2nd, something happened. It was a major reboot. It was Noni Next Level came out. It was a company called Go Love Life, okay? And what it is we have products that are Noni based. In fact, this is the bottle right here. It's Go Love Life, it's Noni Next, and they're Noni based products, okay? It's very simple. We're focused in on gut health. See, gut health, we found out, and the scientists found out that gut health is the major thing that is going on right now. Our products are focused in on the microbiome culture that is in your stomach, the leaky gut syndrome that is causing most people health issues, leaking bacteria into your system and causing you over and over infections and reinfecting your body over and over and causing health issues and diseases. And our message is very simple. You drink the product, you go love life, you repair yourself, and you heal and get better. See, I want people to understand Noni is not anything that you have to sell to people because it's already established. But why they call it Next is very simple. They added some superfoods and superfruits, like I know people have heard of purple carrots. Purple carrots are something that is all the rage in the natural holistic community. They added jackfruit, passion fruit. I mean, they added some, currant juice. They added a lot of these things that are already scientifically proved to improve the body. So you take Noni that is already have superb benefits for the body, and you add all these extra things to it. That's why they call it Next, because it's the next level of Noni. But they did something unique also. They came with a second product. They came with a Noni Detox. This is the first time they ever came with a Noni Detox juice, but it's not, and I want everybody to understand this. This is not one of those things that when you boil that tea and you got to drink it and go run to the bathroom, it's not a detox like that. This is a mild detox that works on the skin, the hair. It pulls those metals, those toxins out of your body, but in a mild way, where it just goes and it slowly gets the things out of your body, but with an enjoyable taste. And I'm going to tell you this. I know there's people out here that have drank Noni before and had that sour taste, that bitter beer face where you're looking like, no, I can't get past this. They did their thing with this. The regular Noni tastes like a kicked up Welch's grape juice. The Noni Detox tastes like a Minute Maid fruit punch. Everybody that has drank it loves it. In fact, I can't keep it. There's nothing in this bottle. Look at this. There's nothing in here. We out. I can't keep it. In fact, you just heard I had to put my camera on there. I had 5 people come to the house, give me money. They want me to order it and have it delivered to them. This is going like hotcakes, people. This is the next level. See, I want you to understand. We have something very simple. The message is clear. We have a simple comp plan, no crazy qualifications. You ain't got to put your head in the lion's mouth, run through a pit of snakes, jump through flaming hoops. You don't have to depend on nobody else. We have something that has been revamped, simple, and you just have to want to live and love life and drink the juice and go. So all I want you to understand, we are poised to make an impact out here, a paradigm shift. While everybody is focused in on all this digital stuff, losing money, everything like that, nobody is doing juice. Nobody's focused in on gut health. We are out here coming out of pandemic and looking to change people's lives. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to understand, get positioned today. I want to welcome my brand new business partner, the person who is now the national expansion leader in the Ohio and Cleveland area, the Honorable Mr. Charles E. Bibb, brand new business partner. He is now the expansion leader with Go Love Life in the Cleveland area. So anybody wants information, go to Charles E. Bibb sr.golovelife.com and you can get all the information. You can even join his team, because I'm going to tell you this. Myself, and we're going to have a future guest, a 55-year-old multimillionaire that has made $50 million in this industry that Mr. Bibb and I have worked with over the past 10 years is going to be a guest on this show within the next 2 weeks. We are working together. He's going to be coming to Cleveland with me, looking for some select individuals that want to get positioned to blow, because we blew Noni up together. Him, Mr. Bibb, and I, we're going to do it over again, 10 times more, 10 times better, and we're going to change lives both physically and financially. This coming Saturday, we're going to be doing a separate webinar outside of here, and we're going to be showing everything that you need to know. Mr. Bibb is going to post it on his website along with Miss Candice Jones. They're going to let you know what it is, and that's what we're going to do. So get positioned, get going, and I'm going to hand it back to my new business partner, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr.
Thank you, Mr. James Panicus, right out of Detroit, Michigan. Here we go again. I'm so excited, and I want you to share a little bit of Top Gun, what we're going to do with Top Gun with our listening audience. We have a little more time, and our viewing audience. Tell us what's in the future with Top Gun and a little bit about our national convention in Las Vegas.
Well, Top Gun stands for Together Overcoming a Poverty Mindset While Getting Unlimited Income Now. My business partner, Mr. Robert Louis Dean Jr., he created that organization, and our goal is to help 500 people earn $1 million a month within the next 5 years. And he has already created 48 people with our proven and documented system that has made $1 million from scratch. So we're looking to create 500 people that will earn $1 million a month. Now, along the way, we're going to have people that are going to make $100,000 a month, $50,000 a month, 20, 30, 10, wherever you fit in, it's going to be created with this paradigm shift, because we did it once. You know, we're going to do it again. But this coming September, Go Love Life is going to have a convention in Las Vegas. We're going to release details tomorrow. People can win free hotel rooms, flights in hotel rooms, and the qualifications are going to be so simple, a baby could actually do them. So I'm going to tell you, Mr. Bibb is going to be organizing a junket, a trip. He's going to be doing some things special for the people that get involved with him, because if you never did business with Mr. Bibb, he takes care of his people. But I'm going to tell you this, Top Gun has done things. We have had magazines that featured the people that have gotten cars, houses. We have invested in real estate. We have done things together. We were the first African-American multi-level marketing group that has shown success. We have had DVDs out about our organization. We've been on shows like Oprah and different things like that. We have been featured on Jay Leno. So I'm going to tell you, we're going to do it bigger and better before. The key is we just launched, this company just launched February 2nd. We just got in the company February 10th. So I want you to know, if I was you, but I'm not, but if I was you, I would get in position early, because everybody says they want to get in before the wave hits. Right now, the tsunami is down by your ankles.
Thank
Get
you.
in with your surfboard before the wave gets big, so you can ride it to the top all the way to financial freedom. Do you see it? Because I'm getting my surfboard now. So go ahead, Mr. Bibb.
Thank you, Mr. James Panicus out of Detroit, Michigan. Looking forward to hearing from you next week. And I skipped a person on this list, and I'm going to take care of them now. Miss Candice Jones?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, would you bring forward your guest, please?
Okay.
Mr. Rucker, Attorney Rucker.
Thank you, Mr. Bibb. I just want to do a quick introduction of our next guest speaker. Antonio Rucker is an attorney of over 32 years experience. He has served as an assistant Cuyahoga County prosecuting attorney and assistant Ohio Attorney General. He was also an attorney in private practice. He has appeared before various different administrative tribunals, municipal courts, common pleas courts, state court of appeals, the Ohio Supreme Court, federal district courts, and federal courts of appeals. Mr. Rucker's judicial career spans 2 decades. He began as a volunteer magistrate with the City of Cleveland Community Diversion Program for first-time offenders. He has served as an acting judge for the Licking County Municipal Court. Over the 14 and a half years, he served as magistrate for the Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas Juvenile Division. Mr. Rucker is now a candidate for judge in the Cuyahoga County Juvenile Division. Mr. Rucker, thank you for joining us here this evening.
Thank you for having me, Ms. Jones.
And I just want to ask some questions of you, and then we can chit chat a little bit about your candidacy and other things that you have experience with. First question comes to mind is, why are you running for judge?
I'm running for 3 different reasons. First, there are some very serious issues with the juvenile justice system, and we need the most qualified candidate to be able to handle those particular situations. As a trial attorney of over 33 years and a judicial officer of over 21 years, I have handled every type of case that the juvenile court is empowered to hear. Also, there are 47 judges at the common pleas level. Out of those 47 judges, there are only 7 African-American judges. Of those 7 African-American judges, there is only 1 African-American male judge, and he is leaving, going to the Court of Appeals. If you want to change the juvenile justice system, then we need the most qualified, diverse candidate to be able to do that, thereby demonstrating that there is more than one way to administer justice. Lastly, as a father of 5, it will be my responsibility, as it was as a magistrate for over 14 and a half years as a juvenile court judge, to be able to make sure that every child that appears before me has a pathway to success, thereby allowing them to be able to participate in the future and the growth of our community. And that's why I'm running for judge.
Well, that's very good. Some great reasons there. Another question I have for you is, what do you feel are the biggest changes that are needed in the juvenile justice system?
Well, one of the biggest changes is we need to get the detention center together. I would like to see us bring back the union that was at the detention center at one particular point in time, so that we can partner with the union in order to keep the employees safe and the residents safe. I would also like to see us partner with the union to bring in skill classes for the residents of the detention center, because not everybody wants to go to college, but the unions do not care if you have a felony. They will train you. And therefore, if we can give some of our children some skills, then they can put them on a path towards success. I would also like to partner with Cleveland State University and Tri-C to see if we can put some college courses into the detention center for those people, those young people who want to attend college courses, just like we do out in the regular curriculum in our regular schools. Those are some of the immediate changes I would like to see.
Okay, sounds very good. And just another question I want to ask is, how will you work to ensure equality for all in your courtroom?
That is a very good question. I have always believed that, and well, let me start this way. For all of my life, I have fought racism and systemic racism. And I believe that everyone should have the right to be able to participate in what we call the American dream. Not because it's a civil right, but because we are human beings, and human beings have certain rights. And I believe that we should treat everyone fairly, no matter their age, no matter their ethnicity, their gender, their sexual orientation, their race, etc. We should treat everyone fairly. And I believe that if we allow anyone to be treated or mistreated, then we are doing ourselves a disfavor, because it is through our diversity that we can become strong and that we can move forward.
Thank you very much. And I ask that my other colleagues that are on the show, do you have any question of Mr. Rucker?
While the other co-hosts are getting their thoughts together, this is Charles D. Bibb Sr. Mr. Rucker, when is your next event? And what is your next event?
Well, we are planning an event in March, but we don't have all of the details at this point. But after that event, we are having a fish fry on April 15th. And it is going to be at one of our local churches on Kinsman Avenue, but I don't have all of that information in front of me either, Mr. Bibb. And I apologize to you and your listeners.
Okay.
And as soon as we get all that detailed information, we will definitely announce that on one of the podcasts, or get the information out to everyone. So
Candidate.
if there is anyone that's in the listening audience.
I'm not finished. I want Mr. Rucker to come back and announce that event. So as soon as you get the event, let Miss Candice Jones know so that I can put you on the traffic and you can come back and give us all the details.
I will be happy to, Mr. Bibb. Thank you very much.
All right. Any other ones have a question for Attorney Rucker?
Yes, Attorney Rucker.
I do have another. If there is anyone that is willing to, would like to help out with Antonio Rucker's campaign, you can go to the website, www.rentanio, R-E-T-A-N-I-O, Rucker, R-U-C-K-E-R, for Judge, J-U-D-G-E.com. There's a volunteer tab there. You can click on there. There's lots of information that talks about Antonio Rucker as well. Or you can give me a call. My name is Candice Jones, 216-570-4738. As we move towards the primary election, as State Representative Brent said, right now it's still May the 3rd. Early voting will start April the 5th. So if you would like to volunteer during the early voting time at the Board of Elections or Election Day, please give me a call. We're looking for volunteers to help out during that time as well.
Thank you.
And back to you, Mr. Bibb.
Yes, we've run out of time. And Reverend Ben Fair, you can say good night to our live and listening audience and ask your question.
All right. The question that I want to ask to Attorney Rucker is what kind of curriculum or extracurriculum activity or would you be offering to the children at the youth at the Juvenile Detention Center?
Well, my understanding is before COVID protocols were put into place, we did have a lot of activities. For example, they would go outside. We had basketball, we had gym, we had school activities because everyone had to go to school, that kind of thing, in terms of extracurricular. But what I was talking about doing when I was talking about partnering with the union, I was hoping that they could bring in workshops and teach the children some skills, that kind of thing, which is an extracurricular activity, which would help some of those who did not want to necessarily go on to college. But before the COVID, we had counseling, we had social workers, we had art classes, we had a lot of those things. Okay. However, my understanding is that the COVID, it hurt us bad. Yeah. I mean, we're not the only people that, there are other businesses out there that were hurt, but we got hurt as well. So.
Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Rucker. God bless you and best wishes to you.
Thank you very much. Folks, I must go because I have another call I have to go to. Thank you very much, Mr. Bibb. I appreciate the ability to be able to appear on your show. Everyone have a good day and God bless you all.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Good night. Good night, everyone. See you next week.
Good night. Yep.
That was an awesome show. We back into it, but that was an awesome show.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, that was wide range.